Greetings Internet and welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. In this video we're going to be continuing my playthrough of Caesar's Legions, Scenario 1, the Conquest of Gaul. We've done the first two turns, so this will be, hopefully, turns 3 and 4 as long as it doesn't go on for too long. Turn 3 definitely, obviously, but turn 4 depending on time. Also in this episode I introduced in the previous episode my die roll resolution using a d20 to remove the tactical cards. Well, in this episode I'm going to use that, but I'm also going to play alternate battles using the tactical cards, and we'll see how it goes. And then I'm going to ask you guys in the comments to let me know which you think actually works best. When it comes to tactical cards, I will choose the attacker's card and then randomly draw the defender's card. And we'll see how that looks on the tactical matrix. And then, yeah, it's open for discussion. But until then, until we get to some battles, let's go down to the map and see what's going on. Okay, it's the Romans' movement phase. As of yet, well, in the last turn, the German cavalry retook this village, so the Romans have got to deal with this situation. And we now know that one cohort isn't really enough of a garrison. Well, especially when there's cavalry floating around. So we need to send a legion back to deal with this. And probably, I mean, we've got Caesar here. He's approaching the big one. So we're going to keep that moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 legions. I'm going to send this legion back. Oh, this is a bit depleted legion. Yeah, that's 1 legion plus light infantry. So let's go 1, 2, 3. So that's one battle we're initiating. 1, no, 2, 4. So he won't get there. So maybe that wasn't the best move. All right, we'll send one of these guys back. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the second battle that's been initiated. And what about here? It doesn't say I can't look at the stacks, but I'd rather not. Okay, we'll send this legion down. 1, 2, 3, 4. What to do with this legion? I don't really want to go into that hex. Again, I can investigate what the Germans have got there, but I'd rather not. I think it's about 35. So it would be a 1-to-1. Yeah. So it's difficult to get great odds. So we're going to move him across the river. 2, 3, 4. To maybe help in the attack there. And that's it. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm not a great fan of massive stacks, but there we go. So we're going to resolve, there's 2 battles to resolve. We're going to resolve 1 using the dice method and 1 using the card method. We'll do the card method first for this battle. Okay, so I made this little unit here. One for the cards, also the pieces. So we're going to put the Roman pieces in the Roman side up there. Okay, so the Romans are sitting with a strength of whatever all they've got here. 45 plus 10, 55 plus 6, 61. Attacking 5, 10, 15, 20 cavalry. And the eagle. Okay, so this is the battle I'm going to use the cards for. So the odds are 3 to 1. Okay, get back to the rule book. 3 to 1. And current modifiers is in the open, so that's 1 to the Romans. And anything else, light infantry, there's no woods. So it's 1 to the Romans at 3 to 1 at the moment. Now I'm going to draw. Okay, so this is the Romans cards here. I'm going to choose one. Now, without knowing what the opponent's going to choose, ideally they want to get out of there, but they might decide to hang around. So I'm going to bring the Romans on in the grand old style, a frontal assault. Okay, and then I randomly draw, so I'm going to give these cards a little shuffle because I think they're in numerical order at the moment. I'll just verify, making sure that they were all there. And so the other battle I'm going to do using my little matrix here, and then we can judge which is right. So the random draw, cut the deck again, and the random draw is refuse the left. Okay, so I look on the matrix. Right, attacker's card was frontal assault, and they've done a refuse the left, is another +1 to the Romans. So they're now at 3 to 1 with +2. At which point we roll the dice. And 1 + 2 is 3. Average roll. So 3 to 1 with a +3, with a total of 3, is defender lose 2. 2 defending units are eliminated. Okay, so the 2 of those cavalry are gone. Now the question is, they've only got those left. Would they want to withdraw? That leaves the defending units in a conundrum. They could have played a withdrawal card, but was randomly determined that they weren't going to do so. Therefore, the Romans just declare a second attack, so it's going to force their in total annihilation. That's why I do prefer using this, because if they call a withdrawal, that would be over. So I'm not particularly happy with using the cards, because now there's going to be another round, and yeah, they're going to get slaughtered, aren't they? I think I'm going to restart this combat. I think I've determined I don't like the cards. No, I don't like the cards. So let's refight that battle not using the cards. Let's get buy cards. Okay, so again, it's still 3 to 1, and they've got a +1 from the fighting in the open. So now we're rolling this. If it's that side, the defender has the option to automatically withdraw. They'll still take whatever losses, but they can withdraw, and that will be the end of the combat. That side, then the attacker has the option to withdraw, just in case it's a complete disaster. Okay, and then the D20, which will be the modifier here. So we still got the +1 for fighting in the open, and now we drop all dice down. Okay, so the common result is 3. Absolutely devastating. At 20 is +3 on my little chart, as you can see right at the bottom here. So as best as the Romans can get, it's +3. So that takes +1 is 4. So that takes the total score to 7. And yeah, the defender could, if there's anything left, can withdraw. 3 to 1 with a 7. It's only half DE, half defender eliminated. So it's the same losses from last time, but now they do have the option to withdraw, and they all take that option. So that ends the combat. There's still units in both sides have got units in that hex. Because yeah, when you withdraw, you don't actually leave the hex, which I thought was a bit unusual. So we put all those guys back in. Now I'm going to put the Germans on because they have the option to withdraw. Sorry, withdraw, maybe the wrong word. To leave the hex. They could even stay in the hex, but they don't have to attack. Okay. Next up is that fight in the woods. Right. So we're looking at the 12th Legion with some auxilia. They're down a cohort, the one they left behind. And this is all light infantry. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're attacking with 45, that's 50, 59 to 14. So it's a 4-to-1 attack. However, this is in woods. So the Legion doesn't get its bonus. The Germans, light infantry in woods. These are light infantry in woods. They get 1. There's no commanders, no force. So that's it for that. Now we roll the dice. So it's 4-to-1 currently at a -1. Okay. What do we get? Ooh, Romans rolling well. Alright, so the 13 on my chart is no modifier. The 6 will become a 5, so it's 4-to-1 with a 5 in that woods, which is, again, half DE. So they've got, now remember each one of these, and I should have actually mentioned it in the cavalry, so let's just take that back. Each one of these is actually made up of 2 units. But as there's no leader in the hex, the units can't break down. So I couldn't have split that into two, and hence why I eliminated 2 units. And this is going to be the same here, half DE. I might as well eliminate that and that. But they haven't got an option to withdraw. So the battle will go on. And now this time it's at maximum odds, isn't it? 5-to-1. Still at a -1. There's still light infantry involved. 5-to-1. Okay. That's a little bit better result. 5-to-1 says -1, and that 7 is no modifier from the tactical results. So it's a 2. -1 is 1 at 5-to-1. It says DL2. Defender, 2 defending units are eliminated. Okay. Remember, that's 2 units. Doesn't have to break down now because it's a straight line. If it was 1 defending unit, I could eliminate that one. If that wasn't there, then and it was a DL1, then that would be completely eliminated because it can't break down because there's no leader. So with that in mind, it's a DL2, so that goes. But they are allowed to withdraw, so that leaves them in the hex with one little dude. Okay, so the Roman military machine took out the light infantry, but that -1 helped. Let's put him back on the map. So, comments, thoughts. What do you think? Yay or nay? Should the defender always have the option to withdraw? Don't know, because then the attacker would know that they're always going to be playing withdraw. If we were playing the card system, Yeah, this is exactly 50-50. So it gives them the opportunity. The way I look at that first roll, when it was that, is that the Romans had caught them trying to withdraw, and they were unable to. Again, this system could be tweaked, but any initial thoughts, let me know. But that will conclude the Romans' turn. Therefore, on to the Germans. I'm going to move this out of the way. Right, so yeah, the cards didn't do it for me. But again, let me know if you thought, you could have done it this way with the cards, or you could have done it that way with the cards, etc. I'm always open to suggestions, because I want to play this game as a series. This is the introductory scenario, so this gives us a chance to play around with it anyway. Okay, I'm going to move this now a little bit to the side so that I can bring in the whole board. Oh, Humphrey fell over. Anyone want to know what Humphrey's there for? There he is. It's Christmas, isn't it? It's Christmas season. Yay! That's the only decoration I've got. No. There we go. So I'll move that to there. Yeah, I'm going to laminate this. And then we'll take it. So coming back here. All right. What we're going to do now for the Germans. We're just seeing, even in the woods, I mean, we've got to pull these guys out. Okay, that was the stronger hex. That was the weakest hex. Okay. What to do? We can see this guy coming. He's only 2 hexes away, Mr. Caesar. However, that's going to be a fairly even match. But at some point, something's got to give. Or do we just pull back? Remember, this is a time game for the Germans. The initial reason for so much strength being here was that it was the furthest village from the west edge. Now that the Romans are coming for it, I don't think it's worth. The legions can move faster. Remember that I can stack 5 units in a village. If I start moving it away, I'm going to have to change. Yeah, none of these roads exist. 1 hex difference. So if we can go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, the legion's going to catch us. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, they've got to enter the hex. Rough terrain. What's the advantage of rough? There's still 1 movement point. Can't see, considering there's it's not clear, so the Romans won't get their advantage there. One, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're going to move away. 1, 2, 3. So abandoning the village. Why 3? Well, we can only move. We have to split these up a bit because we can only have stacked 4 units in a hex. So we'll put those 3 there, and we'll put turn 4 can go a bit quicker. 4 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we go. Pulling out. The cavalry. 1, 2. Moving through woods for cavalry is 3 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm bringing the cavalry down so there's a strike force, or counter-attack force down here. We know that's 1 legionis auxilia, so I'm quite happy with that defence there. There's 5 units stacked there. Remember, these are counter-attack forces if necessary. Light infantry and woods. The stack only needs 1 of these light infantry to get that bonus. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, don't want to be in the open. Okay, we want to pull these 2 cavalry out of here, but we want to maintain them as a threat. So we're going to go back up into the woods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the woods there. We're going to stack a light infantry with them so they get the light infantry bonus. Okay. Moving down the map a little bit. What to do here? Again, reserves of light infantry. These are at maximum stacking. I'm quite happy where they are. The Romans want to come in. They've got to come in and get them. Okay, yeah, happy with those. And then the final set of dudes. We've got 1 garrisoning there, quite happy with that. This is a village. We can put 5 units in here. Rome's a long way off. Let's yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. The garrison. Okay, so I think that's the Rome. The Germans do not need to instigate any battles. They've got out of the hexes where they could, and they're pulling back away from Caesar and his main force back to this main area of woods, which the Romans are going to have to go into. Yes, they can hold the villages, but you're not going to see a legion defending a village, a whole legion defending a village. Then again, the Germans could come in waves, couldn't they? Well, we shall see. So that endeth the 3rd turn. I'll just move the turn marker onto 4, and we go back to the Romans. So, change my helmet. Let's have a look what we're going to do now. Yeah, here we go. How much to leave behind? Garrisoning. We saw 1 cohort get taken out. Is it time to actually split a legion? Ooh, that's a big step, isn't it? We can do it. There's an eagle there. So this 45-4 can be broken down into 20 and 4 5-5s. So effectively you lose 5 strength by, because it's an 8 legion, so 8 cohort legion counter, plus the 2 additional cohorts that are on the in the stack when it entered. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So that's removed. And we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counters. The eagle stays with the 24. Can we leave 2 counters behind is the question, isn't it? 2 cohorts. Is 2 cohorts enough? Well, the aim is to reduce that lot. So I reckon 2 cohorts will be enough to leave in that village. So we now have, and this legion I'm going to be using as the garrisons. Okay, the cavalry, I'm going to rush down south because they can move quite quickly. So this legion leaves 2 cohorts behind and then goes 1, 2, 3, 4 to back up Caesar. Who carries on? 1, 2, 3. Can't get into, because you've got to get into the hex, so he will go there for 4. Blimey. Don't like big stacks. Maybe I can make a false display chart for this. Alright, we now know this stack has quite a bit of strength. We can only stack 1 legion in the woods, so there is plus 3 cohorts. So that is the maximum the Romans have got to go in, and in they go. They've got no other option really. If they want to take these guys out, which they do, they've got to fight them on their own turf, as it were. This is back up, so that's 3 into there to finish off, hopefully, the German resistance up north. Okay, so let's have a look at the southern sector. So we've got this, a legion here with some cohorts. I don't think there's enough strength here because there's only 1 legion, but we can take that village. But we don't want to plunge too far, or it might never be seen again. So we've taken that village, we've retaken that. So where's that one's cube? Oh yeah, in the episode yesterday I noticed I called these yellow cubes white, but there we go. The yellow for the tribes. And then we'll move the cavalry south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that leaves us 1 battle to resolve. Okay. Moving my non-laminated battle board here. Let's bring the camera up to resolve that combat. Leaving the counter in the hex. We have again 45, 50, 59 combat strength for the Romans. It's not in the open, it's in the woods. There's light infantry in the woods, so they get their bonus, well, get the -1. What did I say it was? 50, 59 against 25 to 627. So the Romans managed to get a 2-1. -1 because there's light infantry. German light infantry in the woods. Well, it says light infantry, but there we go. I don't think auxilia count as light infantry. They could be light or mediums. They're not defined as light infantry. No. Defined as auxilia. So yeah, so it's light infantry in the woods. -1, so it's 2-1. -1. Romans rolling well again. Or are they? There's a 3 there. 3 is -2. So the net now is -3. So the Germans caught them in the woods. Whatever they've done, they can't withdraw from it though. Okay. Oh, the Romans could if they wanted to. So the net is 2-1 with a 3 on the results. 2-1 with a 3 is DL1. One defending unit is eliminated. Now, these are all made up of multiples, but there's no leader in the hex, so they're going to lose 1 defending unit by the smallest defending unit. Okay. The Romans want to push for another round. Of course they do. It's still going to be 2-1. 10, 25. Yeah, 2-1. And it's back to net -1. Ooh, that's not good. Okay. Right. So again, we're a bit of manoeuvring in the woods. The 8 gives 0 modifier on my little chart there, so it's a 0 at 2-1. Comes up with NE. No effect, no losses, no further combat. Okay. Ends the combat. So the Germans survive. Okay, let's put all the dudes back on the map. And the Northern Woods campaign continues. I'll put the Romans, we'll put the Germans on the top because they've got the option to move away. There's no supply in this game. It might be in one of the latter scenarios. So maybe those Germans can push on and causing, you know, they can move to this woods. The woods is safe. That was the only combat, so that ends the Romans' turn. Let's move that out of the way for the moment. Okay, remember everything is on this side of the Rhine. On to the German turn 4. Okay, movement. So we can see one legion on its own in the woods. It's not good enough to take out a full stack of Germans. True, the Romans took no losses there, but it was pretty even in the sense of, okay, in the sense of attrition, the Romans are winning, but are they going to be able to attrit the Germans fast enough? Because they've got a lot to do. Anyway, enough pontificating. Let's get some of the Germans out of this woods and down here. Now, light infantry is 1 movement point in the woods. Now, medium warbands, it's 2. There's still 2 of them, so that'll be 2, 3, 4, 5. See, they can't get to that woods. And we've still got the 2 cavalry, so I think with the light infantry, let's postulate a threat down this area. So that would be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4, 5. The cavalry can get into the woods, but there's no use there. So they'll sit there. We don't really want to stay in the hex. Could we get another unit into this hex? No. So let's protect that cavalry. Okay. So it means the Romans got to move, yeah, more than enough for them to deal with. Ideally, there would have been more Germans around there. Maybe if I was doing this scenario again, I'll probably put more. But it is showing me that for the Romans in this area, it's going to be a struggle. But that's what we want, isn't it? We don't want it to be the steamroller. Okay. We want to get into the woods. It costs 2 to enter the woods, so this lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, can't get there. This one can. 1, 2, 3. So he gets into the woods. And we've got another spare heavy infantry. Yeah. a 10-4. You can go sit with him. Remember, stacking limit's 4 for the Germans, unless it's a village. And a unit of light infantry always gives them the light infantry bonus. Okay, so what we're going to do with these guys? 1, 2. They're going to get caught. They can't quite get to the woods. They've got 4 stacking there. Yeah, and their leader. Well, oh blimey. Don't like big stacks. Right, I think we're going to need to move these guys up, ready to support. So even in the open, there's going to be 2 legions. The Germans can't fight, but at least they've got a front line of such. If they can pin down these, remember the Romans, once they come to these woods, they've got to change their stacking. Now, what to do here? With that out of the way. Is it worth starting to think about a counter-attack? Putting these guys in that wood. The 11-3s can't make it, they're too slow. Cavalry. I'm quite happy them being at the back, ready to pounce if necessary. And then the southern villages, I don't see any need to change that. Okay. Again, the Germans are not attacking anywhere. They don't really have the strength. And why wear down your forces at the present moment? Yeah, but the thing is, the Romans are able to pick them off. But as long as something survives. It's not the ideal strategy. I would hope that there was, you read the accounts of the German ferocity and such forth, and you can't seem to really replicate that in the game, because I'm keeping the legions together. Is that the right policy for the Romans to keep them together? Because again, there's only 6 of them. I don't know. Anyway, that endeth the 4th turn and this video. So let's bring this back up to the top. Right, well, that's 2 turns done. So we're now 4 turns into the game. The Romans, as you can see, can pretty much defeat anything in the open because they can stack with 2 legions. But once you get into that woods, that's a great equalizer. But so saying, the only losses the Romans have taken so far in all 4 turns is 1 cohort when the cavalry counterattacked them. And the Germans have currently lost a fair, but they haven't lost any heavy infantry. They've lost 2 cavalry full cavalry mobs and 1, 2, effectively 2, 4, 5, 6 light infantry and 4 cavalry. 4 turns is not a sufficient attrition rate, maybe. Until we complete the game, I have no idea. The legions, do I start dispersing them to actually catch more of these Germans? But 1-to-1 attacks, no. Especially in the woods with that little -1, and what we give a roll on that could be anything, couldn't it? So, okay, well, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like what method I'm using to resolve combat? I tried it with the cards. I wasn't happy with it at all. The net result between the two combats was identical, but at least the Germans had the opportunity to withdraw because of what was rolled on that dice. That methodology there, I'm willing to tweak, because I want, because this is the basic scenario. I'll be going on to scenario 2 after this one. It won't be directly afterwards, it will be sometime afterwards, and so on. I've looked briefly into the rules. The third scenario has hidden movement, and hopefully I can get a opposed game of that organised. It might be on vassal, or if I could persuade my son, he might be interested because he likes all Roman history and such forth. So yeah, and then maybe the rest of the scenarios will be opposed. I don't know. Learning the game, and that's what I did mention in my previous video. This is a great learning game to learn how to play hex and counter games. So anyway, until next time, play games, have fun, bye internet.